So, Paul, looking ahead to the weekend, this is exactly what we were talking about in your blog last week. Not too many rides last weekend, but Ruby booked for Ascot tomorrow, and you've got 9 to look forward to this weekend.
Yeah, a bit more like it now. Busy weekend ahead, a couple of nice rides, so fingers crossed we can get a bit of luck. As it looks at the moment, Ascot's not looking great, so Ruby might be coming back tomorrow, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it if it does happen.
Oh, well, you've got 4 nice rides lined up at Navan tomorrow, so we can look into those now. We've got the first race there. It's 12:30. Runyon Rattler for PJ Rothwell. Tell me a little bit about him.
Yeah, I rode him in Cheltenham a couple of runs back, and I thought he ran a lot better than his finishing position. He had a poor run since then in Fairy House, but he wasn't beaten all that far in a good competitive handicap in Leopardstown. He beat 6 or 7 lengths by That's a Wrap, who was well fancied for the big race on Sunday. So if he can reproduce a run like that, he might run a cracker and run into a place, you know.
Great, and he's nicely weighted too, so hopefully we'll get off to a good start. You were in the next race also, 105, which is a conditions hurdle. You ride Renetti. He's returning from a long spell on the flat, and blinkers on first time. Do you think that'll help him?
Hopefully. He's a tricky customer. On his very best form, he's a very good horse, you know, but he has his own ideas of things. Look, he's up against it with Jetski, obviously, and with his other horse, Sure Reef. Hadn't seen a whole lot of him. He'll definitely improve for his return run earlier this year. So no, Renetti, if he maintains all his ability, he hopefully he'll run a nice race. But as I say, he is a tricky customer, and he has blinkers for a reason.
Well, it remains to be seen if the blinkers will bring about an improvement in form for Renetti. Your next ride, Sejazi, hasn't won in 3 starts in Ireland. Does that explain the first-time cheek pieces in Ireland for him?
Yeah, like it's very rare. Willie puts headgear on his horses, especially in a maiden hurdle. He's been a funny customer. Like, his schooling at home was good. He went and run the first day and jumped very right, which was a good run. As JP's horse that beat him any second now has backed up the form very well. Black Key and himself form tie in from that race. So if he can put his best foot forward, he definitely take a lot of beating. We thought plenty of him before his first run in the maiden, but it's just surprising he's still a maiden, I suppose, you know.
Your last ride is in a beginner's chase. Abre de Vie, another one for Willie. He looked like a very useful hurdler.
Yeah, he was 149 hurdler, you know. Nothing to be sneered at. So yeah, he had a nice run the last day behind Balcoda Floss, the Gigginstown horse, who had a good run behind Bell's Hill. So that form is solid. He has a bit of experience. It's a good beginner's chase with Acapella Bourgeois, bringing a good level of form to the table as well. That looked a very competitive beginners. He ran in Leopardstown over Christmas, and he wasn't beaten all that far behind Blue Air Rouge. So it's a tidy little race. Touchwood or that jumps great, and the run the last day should have left him right.
That wraps up the 4 for Navan. Just give me your selection from the 4.
We'd be hoping if the cheek pieces can bring a bit more improvement out of Sage RZ, that he'd be able to go very close. You know, he beat Black Key in that maiden his first run, so I can't see why that form would be reversed, and hopefully he can put up a good show.
Okay, Sejazi, the pick there. Before we get stuck into the 5 at Leopardstown on Sunday, what's the pick of these?
Bello Mom in the novice chase looks up against Yorkhill. To pick one would be hard. I've little chances in the handicaps, but they're big prices, you know.
Sounds like your pick could be Yorkhill.
Yes, yes. I definitely wouldn't mind if Ruby didn't fancy going out on him. I'd have a go.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit about Miss Eyecatcher in the first race, 2 mile maiden hurdle.
She's good bumper form, but she's disappointed over hurdles a couple of times. I'd say 2 miles on what'll be good, nearly good ground. I'd say in Leopardstown. It could just be a bit sharp for my one in a competitive race.
Okay, another maiden hurdle in the next race, 2 mile 2 maiden hurdle this time. Great Khan.
Yeah, rode him in a maiden already. He ran okay around Limerick, but he's a fine big horse. We were on the inside track in Limerick that day on soft ground, which just didn't suit. He's a big horse. The big track will suit him. Hopefully he can improve for the better ground as well. But he'd have to improve a lot to step up to the form Capital Force has shown so far this year.
And the 2 mile 3 Grade 3 novice chase. Need I ask? Yorkhill looks the one to beat in this. You ride Bellow home.
Yeah, obviously Yorkhill is an exceptional horse, and be interesting to see him going left-handed Sunday after jumping pretty left around Fairyhouse's first run. He's a very, very good horse, and please God, a clear round. It'll be a stepping stone towards Cheltenham for him. My horse was running okay in a novice chase there at Christmas with Danny, and he made a few mistakes. So I'd imagine we'll be trying to get back into a good round of jumping and let him do his best then.
And whilst we have you on this race, Paul, Yorkhill is obviously a horse you're to see at home quite every day, and obviously the winner at the Cheltenham Festival last year. The Mullins camp made no secrets about the regard they hold this horse in, and just what do you think his attributes are that make him a real potential star of the future?
The basics, he's just very, very good. He ran away at me for 2 miles around Aintree, and when they came to him going to the last, he managed to pull out more. I couldn't believe it that day that he actually stayed going. It showed how much ability he must just have, and like you see him when he turned in Cheltenham. Ruby gave him a squeeze to go up the inner, and he was gone through in a matter of strides. That's just pure raw ability,
So he's got a real engine under the bonnet. Is he a big horse? Has he always been one that you thought would make a decent chaser in the future?
Yeah, fine big horse. The way he jumped hurdles, he was going to be a chaser. He had experience in point of points as well early in his career. So, like, Willie could very easily have kept him over hurdles, and I think we'd be talking of him as a possible champion hurdle horse. He's that much ability, but Willie went chasing with him, and he looks to have taken to it very well.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next race. You're riding an old stalwart of the yard, tennis cap, 10-year-old. You must love riding horses like this.
Yeah, he's an old favourite around the yard, I suppose, at this stage. He's been there a long time. He probably looks up against it at this. He's hardly improving this stage of his career. Saying that, to drop back to 2.5 would be no harm for him. He ran okay to a point in over 3 miles in the Paddy Power there at Christmas. If you stopped the race at 2.5, he was in contention. So if we can get into a good rhythm and he starts enjoying himself, he could put up a big performance. But you would imagine there's probably better handicapped horses in the race.
Another one looks pretty tough to decipher. Willie has 4 in the 310. It's a 2-mile handicap hurdle this time. You ride Thomas Hobson, number 2 jockey. Are you on the number 2 ranked horse?
Yeah, this horse is probably a bit frustrating. He seems to have loads of ability, but his jumping can let him down on occasions. He just doesn't help himself. He's never been the most natural of jumpers, so we'll be trying to get him into a rhythm with plenty of weight in a very competitive race, which which won't be very straightforward because it's so competitive. Everyone will be taking each other on. There won't be an inch given. We need a lot of luck with him, I think, but he has the ability. He graded form back to handicap. You have to take note of that.
That sort of concludes your weekend's riding. Hopefully you've had a winner or two in there by the end of Sunday afternoon. I just wanted to talk to you now about a topic that's been in the press in England a lot this week, and perhaps it's touched the papers in Ireland as well. Is the story of jockeys being hounded on social media, if you will, and is that something that you have experienced on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I think we can all relate to it in some way, shape, or form. Look, it's been highlighted. We're in the public eye. Everything. I suppose every ride we give a horse is going to be scrutinised. Yeah. If you're after giving a horse a bad ride, you know yourself you're after giving it a bad ride. You don't need some lad letting you know that, but at the same time you can't take any notice of it. I suppose I'm fortunate. I know Willie's standing behind what I do on the rides I have for him. He knows I'm doing my best for every horse I'm riding, and if I change the plan, it's for whatever reason I feel during the race is the right thing to do. So no, if you've the backing of someone like Willie, for me it means a hell of a lot, and they're the people you want to keep happy.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Paul, and good to talk to you as always.
No problem. Thank you.